Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you guys my first impressions and try on of the new ColourPop No Filter Foundation. If you guys would like to see my first impressions, try on, also with the wear test, then please keep watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So to get started, the ColourPop No Filter Foundation comes in 42 shades. It retails for $12. It's supposed to be a natural matte finish. And it comes with a little bit less than 1 fluid ounce. It's about 0.85 fluid ounce, so it's a little bit less than your typical foundation that you would find in the liquid form. According to ColourPop's online foundation finder, I am in the shade Light 70. So I'm going to go ahead and try this on for you guys, and let's see if it's a good match. I'm going to just go ahead and wear primer on one side of the face, and I just want to see on the side that doesn't have primer how it works throughout the entire day. So I do already have my moisturizer on, but I'm going to go ahead and use my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. And I'm only going to put this on one side of my face. So the foundation comes in this glass bottle, and it does come with a pump, which is really nice. The only thing is that for it to open and close, it kind of has that like lock. Like you have to literally spin it and it locks and opens. I really don't like that because I can really see that if I take this on vacation or on a trip or I'm traveling, that it could potentially just accidentally open and spill everywhere. I would have liked it better if it had like a cap on top just to secure and make sure that it doesn't get everywhere. So it does come in a glass bottle, and it comes with these little stars imprinted on top of the glass bottle, similar to like the Luxe lipsticks. So I am in the shade Light 70 according to ColourPop's foundation finder, and I'm just going to go ahead and put one pump on this silicone. So I would say that it's a liquidy foundation because it literally rolls down. Okay, I got some on my fingers, so I'm going to just go ahead and put that on. So I'm going to go in and use my Luxie 530 Flat Top Kabuki because normally I always go with my foundation with this. So that's what I'm going to do on the side with primer. One good thing is that the foundation doesn't have a scent, so that's good.
That's good.
I feel like the shade is a little bit too yellow for me. Maybe I should have gone something a little bit deeper. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, I feel like I could have gone one shade deeper. So if you are my foundation twin, like if you typically get your foundation the same shade as me, then I think if you have a tan like me, you've got one, I think you could go, I think, was it, because I have 70, there's 75 and 80, I think you could even go 80. Right now, with just like that one layer, I feel like it's pretty thin, like it's not full coverage. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. This side doesn't have any primer on it, so let's see how it performs without a primer. I do have moisturizer on, so, but that's just because I have dry skin. Typically, I don't really wear matte foundations just because I already have dry skin and I feel like it literally sucks all the moisture out of my skin. But let's see how this one is. Okay, so that was 2 pumps of foundation. My right side doesn't have any primer, my left side does have primer on, and I honestly think that they look pretty similar. I don't think it's a full coverage foundation whatsoever. I think it's more like a medium because I can still see like some redness and like I have really deep veins, so they kind of are peeping, like I can still see them, and my dark circles underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to go in with another layer. So I'm gonna go ahead in with one more pump. So I don't know about you guys, but with one pump I literally get just this. It's not that much at all. Just upon application, I think that it does sit well. I would say that it's a pretty full like medium, like a very like good medium coverage. I would not consider this full coverage because I have other foundations that I think are more full coverage, like the Maybelline Fit Me or the Maybelline 24 Hour Superstay. I think those are more full coverage. In my opinion, I think this one is a very good medium coverage. Even though it's supposed to be like a natural matte, I do agree with that. It's not too drying. I would say it's like, it's not a sand, but it's more of a matte, but not a true matte like you would think. It looks like what it says. It does look like a natural finish. And I already do see that it is settling already into my smile lines, like right here. So, I mean, this one typically does settle right here, but not this quickly. So to continue on with the ColourPop No Filter line, I'm going to go in with the No Filter Concealer. I am still trying to find like my perfect shade, but right now I'm going to use the Light Neutral 15 and Medium 30. These are the old numbers. They have since updated and added more shades, so concealers, they do oxidize a shade or 2 shades darker, and that was one thing that I was really afraid about this foundation, because if it was exactly the same formula, then it would definitely oxidize as well. But it looks like it's staying the same shade. So this is not my first impressions with the concealer. I really do like the concealer formula. The only thing is it does get darker 1 to 2 shades once it dries down. So if you go, I would recommend you to go a shade lighter online, and it's because it's gonna oxidize and get darker like 1 to 2 shades to your actual perfect shade. And I think that was my problem when I initially got it. I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom in for you guys the foundation and what it looks like on my face right now before I go in with the powders. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye and my concealer with this new ColourPop No Filter Loose powder. This retails for $9. It comes in 3 shades. There's this one, the translucent, which is supposed to be universal, banana, and then there's translucent deep. So it looks like this does come with like a little sifter in the middle, and I'm thinking I should keep this because I feel like it's gonna get everywhere. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pour it into the lid. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Real Techniques complexion sponge, and I'm gonna just set my under eye. I'm gonna set everywhere else that I put down my concealer. The good thing is it doesn't add like another shade. It's not too white for my skin tones particularly, but I mean, it looks good. It doesn't feel heavy whatsoever, and the good thing is I feel like it's so thin that it's actually melted and blends in really well with the concealer. Alright, so for the rest of my face, I'm going to go ahead and set it with the new ColourPop No Filter Sheer Press Powder. I picked this up in the shade Medium. They do have 6 different shades, and on the back it's nice because it actually says Medium on it. And I do like this packaging because it does come with a good size mirror, and of course the products inside. It really reminds me of their bronzers that you can buy the separate little compact that it comes in with. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my entire face with a fluffy brush. I'm going to go into my Luxie 502 large powder brush, set my entire foundation with that. I typically don't set my entire face, but I really wanted to try this powder. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off, and then I'll be back to give you guys my first initial thoughts, and then we're gonna do a full day wear test. Alright guys, I'm back after applying all of my makeup, and my makeup went on very easily, especially my bronzer and everything. It was really good. So I've had my foundation and powder on for at least an hour now, and I would say that it's sitting pretty good. Honestly, at first when I applied it, I thought it was actually dry, but I think now that it's kind of melted and mixed with my facial oils, it actually looks a little bit better in my opinion. But I'm just interested in seeing also how it's going to last throughout the entire day. So I'm going to go ahead and wear this for at least a minimum of 8 hours. Well, 7 hours now, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final check-in, but as of right now, it's looking pretty good. Alright guys, I am back for the final check-in. It's been about a good 7 to 8 hours since wearing the foundation, and honestly, it's held up really well. I don't see any significant like wear, like it's wearing off. It's holding up really well. The only thing is I can see that a little bit has come off on my nose, but I did definitely rub my nose because, I don't know, I just had allergies today. And that was pretty much it. Like I said, it did already initially get into my fine lines, like right here, my smile lines and my forehead, but it's not significant and it's actually not that bad. And being a matte foundation, it's actually not too matte where I feel like it's sucking up the moisture in my skin. I will say that it definitely is a true natural matte where I still feel like you can still have, there's still a little bit of a sheen. It's not too matte. Now, one thing that I will say is that I do definitely see that it dried 1 to 2 shades darker. I didn't notice that right away when I first applied it, but after a few hours, I do notice because when I first applied this foundation, it looked way too light for my skin, and now I feel like it's the same or maybe even darker. I feel like it actually looks a little bit orange, but I don't know if it's the foundation or the powder or my bronzer. I really don't know. Honestly, this is why this is my first impressions. I have to try this foundation more so I can really say, okay, is it the products that I place on top or is it really the, just the foundation? But overall, I think it's good. It's a good foundation. I wouldn't say it's probably going to be my favorite. I think I'll definitely wear this foundation when I know I'm going to be outdoors all day and I'm going to be sweaty. The translucent under the eye, I think that it did do a good job. I do like it. I just think that you get less than what I'm typically used to. This one is like, it says 8.5 grams or 0.3 ounces, which is significantly less than what you usually get. I don't think that it really smooths or anything, but it does really, I think that it does set the concealer down. For the No Filter pressed powder, I think it's an okay powder as well. Like I mentioned, I don't typically set my entire face with powder, so this wouldn't be something that maybe us dry girls we really care for or we really need. I think this is more geared towards if you have oily skin and you need to set your entire face. I do want to try the foundation without setting my entire face and seeing maybe, does the foundation wear as long without
everyone.
The powder?
So this is Ewa a few days after doing the initial first impressions on the ColourPop No Filter foundation, and I just wanted to do an update and put on the foundation one more time before giving you guys like my first impressions. And I'm very sad to report that I don't like this foundation. I don't know what is it. The first day it seemed okay, like it was working just fine. But for some reason today when I put on the foundation, ever since upon application, it's been dried ever since and throughout the whole entire day. It's never ever melted with my face, and I mean like around my cheeks area it looks just fine, but around my chin, around my nose, my forehead, it's literally clinged onto every single dry patch and every single like crevice in my smile lines, even down here where I never ever get like this. It looks so cakey, and I'm just so sad to report that this foundation is not working for me. And what's strange is today I didn't even set my entire face with a pressed powder, so I have no idea why it's extra dry today. And you guys, today is like 100 degrees outside. I've been outside and I've been sweating, and still like literally my face looks so freaking dry, and I'm so sad. Like, and the weird thing is, today, when I did my foundation, I didn't even set my entire face with the pressed powder. Like, today, I did it how I would typically do my foundation every single day, which is only setting under my eyes, and that's it. I never set my entire face, and it looks worse without setting it. Now, that's weird, because I already have dry skin, and you would think using more powder would make it look cakey, and today it looked worse.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my first impressions on this new ColourPop No Filter foundation. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that I was also helpful in either helping you make that decision to try out the new ColourPop No Filter foundation. If I did help you, then I'm super glad. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, guys. Bye.